Hi everyone, welcome back. We finished up the Can-Am. We're almost ready, but when you're out with friends, of course you want their setup to be ready to go, right? Because why would you want to, we're weekend warriors, why would you want to spend time fixing your rig when you're out there? So, the boys, that's our Troy, our neighbor. We go camping with him a lot, so they're just getting his rig. He has a Razor Turbo two-seater, and we're just getting him all set up because, like I said, why would you want to go out there and someone's gonna, not work? So this is just preparations for camping. So we're almost there, guys. Final stretches, and we'll be out next week. All right, well, there they go. It looks like the boys just finished up and they're doing some testing and tuning before we take it out next week. I can hear them. You guys can't hear them in the neighborhood, but I'm guessing everything went pretty well. So let's get all our rigs out, get it tested and tuned, and let's get ready to boondock next week. So I'll see you guys next week at, I believe we're gonna head to Barstow just to keep it somewhat close, just so, if anything does happen, at least we're close by home. But for the most part, I mean, we're always out in either Johnson Valley, Barstow. Ocotillo Wells is probably the furthest from us, but there's so many places to go. So we're so excited to get the season started. I've been booking the calendars, looking at the calendars, making sure we have everything on the books. Guys, thanks for tuning in as always. So we'll see you guys in the desert next week. How'd it go?
Good. Very good. Lowered it, drove a lot smoother.
What else did you guys do?
Doubles over there. We lowered the car. I lowered this one.
Oh, you guys lowered the ride height?
Yeah, I want to experiment something.
All right.
See if we can put the shaft inside the shock more. See if it reacts different.
All right, so we'll see how it goes in the desert. See you guys there. All right, guys, before we head out, I'll show you what this is for. All right, guys, before we head out, we are boondocking. It's boondocking season for us. So for the last few trips, we've actually been hooked up and we've kind of neglected the batteries. So we actually do need to get in here, get the batteries out, and
we'll probably leave the battery in there.
Okay, you can fit in here and get
what I did is took the straps off so we get the lid off.
Okay, yeah, so that distilled water, we need to get these filled. Okay, so we're gonna get in here. I guess we don't need to take the batteries out. Kevin should be able to fit in here. We gotta get those out and get distilled water into these batteries. So yes, you do have to maintenance these. Like I said, it's boondocking season, so we want to make sure the batteries are good to go before we head out. Like I said, we've kind of just been neglecting it because we've been hooked up for the last few trips, and we're gonna get water in there and then see how it goes. So guys, a good rule of thumb is if you feel like you're having to turn on the generator a lot to get your batteries charged, if you're getting below 12, it's definitely gonna light up red, so that's a red flag for you to get your batteries charged. So the solar power definitely does help tender the batteries, but you do need to get that distilled water in there. So like I said, it's a good rule of thumb, if you happen to be powering on your generator a lot just to get your batteries above 12, then it's a good sign that you actually need to check these batteries. So if you do boondock a lot, then check it often, but since the last few trips we've been plugged in, we haven't been really checking this out. So this is kind of the first time we've been doing it, so we should have been checking it a lot more. So we're gonna check it out, or Kevin's gonna get it opened up, and we'll see how low we are, and I'll show you guys that in a bit. He's just getting some tools to get that out for you guys. All right, let's get this over to him. So he said it was pretty decently low. Like I said, we probably should have been checking it a lot more better. So we'll get in there. Well, you can't really
It's
tell.
all the way down to the sail.
Okay, yeah, so we're pretty dry in there. So he did get those lids off, and now we're just gonna get them filled with the distilled water before we head out, because we definitely don't want to run the generator so often, and we just, yeah. So this is a needed maintenance. It's a required maintenance that you guys should probably do. Again, like I said, if you guys boondock a lot, pretty often, just yeah, get that distilled water in there, or make sure you guys have distilled water like in the rig. That's good. That's helpful.
There you go. Now it's full.
Okay,
That took a lot.
So we got through, like, I would say, tip that up.
No, maybe
I would say like a 16-ounce bottle of water or 8-ounce bottle of water, because this is a 1 gallon. So we're gonna get on to the next one.
That's a lot.
So we're working on the middle cell.
So our buddy Ed, shout out to Ed, said that we should be checking these every 3 months, and it's almost a year and we haven't checked anything. So lesson learned. I thought it was just time for an upgrade to lithium batteries, but we'll try this first. Oops. So those are full. So look how much we use. Maybe 1/3 of a gallon.
So that was just for one battery so far, and we're gonna work on to the next one. I did buy 2 of these, but like I said, it's always good to just have some on hand. Throw some in the rig. If you feel like you have to keep charging your batteries, then check on the water. So this is just, I mean, it's just been, we're under a year of maintenance, or having the magnitude, and this is just one of the maintenance that you should be monitoring. We have not upgraded it yet, so we are looking into other options. But guys, it just takes distilled water to get your batteries maintained, and that's it. I think we're just gonna use 1 gallon for both batteries. I mean, because that's how low we are. We kind of failed at monitoring these, only because we've been plugged in the last few trips. So like I said, now that we're at boondocking season, it is good to make sure you check your batteries. Alright, so I mean,
that's a lot.
We almost got through the 1 whole jug, so we'll get the season started, and we'll definitely continue to monitor it along the way and see when the next fill up will be, and we'll just keep you guys updated. So let's get the trip started. Welcome back, everybody. We're out at Barstow this weekend, and as you can see, we spent the night in the dinette. And I'll show you why in a little bit. I'm gonna get up and clean up, and I'll show you guys why we opted to sleep in the dinette this week for this night. Morning, Diesel. It's time to get up. Alright, just taking Diesel out for a walk, guys. We're here with our buddy in his Jeep. So here we are. It looks like it might rain a little bit today. So today's Friday. We took the day off. And yeah, it looks like there's some weather coming in. But the reason why we slept in the dinette was because it was so windy last night when we got in. So we left Thursday night. And if you guys recall, the last trip that we were on out here boondocking, I believe it was Johnson Valley, the slide topper to the big slide out, it was just not having enough tension. So we're gonna have to look into seeing if we can get a better slack for that. But it was just making so much noise last night, and we definitely could have slept over the bunk over the cab, but we couldn't get her up. So we slept in the dinette. I'm 5'3" and Kevin's 5'6", so we both fit in there perfectly, and she jumped up in the middle of the night as well. So let's go finish walking and I'll get breakfast started and we'll get our trip started for the weekend. It looks like today's the only day with, bad weather, and we'll see how tomorrow's looking like. Oh, and the reason why we had to sleep in the dinette was because this is an SV34 model, guys, and it's a tilt bed. So, we also could have slept sideways too, but we wanted to try something new, and the dinette was actually really comfortable, guys. It wasn't bad at all. I'm 5'3", Kevin's 5'6". We fit in here perfectly with Diesel. It wasn't bad at all. So it was actually good being able to test, what the comfort of our rig is. Alright, so the wind should be picking up later this afternoon. We were able to get the slide out. So for now, if you can see that, let me get in there. We taped it because once the wind picks up, that thing starts spinning. And then over here we put a t-shirt and taped it. So the wind's gonna pick up this afternoon. Let's see what happens, because what's happening is that the wind is picking these arms up and it's just spinning, losing the tension. So we'll see what happens. What up, girl? Just waiting for our friends to unload. This is Troy. He was in our garage, if you guys remember him, and we're gonna see how his rig does after all the prep they did for that in the garage. Just waiting for them to set up. It's a good rule of thumb to just leave people alone when they're setting up so they can do their thing. You definitely do not want to, disrupt their process. Time to test and tune Troy's rig. Let's see how all those adjustments did.
Is it too much?
Yeah, I think he's moving like there's a lot of play going on.
I think a little bit better.
Oh.
You know what? I think we should stiffen up the front a little bit. That way it'll take away that rocking feeling. Hey, come back. Careful, there's bikers.
Oh. A few more buddies showed up while we're testing and tuning Troy's car. It's good, not too bumpy. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. He's not bouncing like all over the place.
How'd that feel?
The weather's really nice today.
Just drive your normal speed and see how it feels. The car looks a lot better. Let's dip in the front up just a tad.
Okay. Does it feel better? More comfortable? Yeah.
Oh, that looks way better.
Yeah, it looks good.
That clunking noise.
It's his trunk.
Huh?
I think he just has tools and stuff in his trunk.
Oh.
I don't know. He looks like he's doing good.
But how do you like it? Leave it?
Sweet.